model a table on Carrara basically, which I want to make sure you're right that this is basically running properly and having everything recording right. So everything is up and running. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you a tutorial on how to model basically a table on Carrara. So I'm using basically Carrara. So I'm actually did this tutorial. This tutorial ended up taking over an hour to get done. So that's why I'm kind of speeding it up to 15 minutes or something like that, or more, to actually basically, I'm going to be talking through this recorded fast through video to make things very fast. So here I'm going to get started. So I added a cube. I resized it to however I wanted to. And I use basically the sizing handles on Carrara, as you can see basically. So I kind of speeded it up to get the job done fast. So I'm trying to think what I'm doing. I'm actually modeling the table actually legs, I think, right now. So I'm modeling the table legs right now. So as you see, I use Extrude, and I hold down, I think, CTR or Shift while I was extruding to inset the actual object. So I was using a reference image while I was modeling the table. So as you can see, I'm extruding up basically like that and straight up, getting the right shape right there, I would say. So as you can see, that's what I'm kind of actually doing. So I'm kind of extruding while I'm holding like shift while I'm extruding to inset, and then I hold CTR to extrude right up in a straight line in Carrara. And then basically I actually bring that out, I put in a line, and I use like the edge extraction tools in Carrara, and then I hit scale to scale that down right there. And then I hit like, I think extract along edge I think right there. Another extract along edge, I would say. And then I would scale that down like that. Extract around basically. And then I would just scale that down again like that, however the way I want. So I get that nice embeveled look. And then I go into my move tool. I bring that up. And I'm trying to get this design right here. So this is an actual design. As you can see, my cursor pointed. I'm trying to get this design looking like that right there. So something like that. So I kind of duplicated, I bring in that object right up there, so I'm kind of bringing that up. I delete that piece. And I just delete the other upper half. I delete the upper half piece right there while I can pause. And then what I'm going to probably do is start, like, you're right, welding these pieces together somehow. So we're going to wash that. And we select that and we just go into loft. So we went into here, we selected that, we selected those piece loop, I think, and we loft that. So we go into selection or construct loft. And now what we're going to do is we're going to bring that up. Smooth group, like I think we hit crease, I think, fill, and we fill that up right there. So we start selecting the lines right in between there, what we're going to select. Kind of like that. And then as I go, I try to select every single line right there too. So let's see where we're at right now. So sorry about that. I made a small mistake right there. I'm sorry about that. So yeah, we go into here and we're going to go basically extract fillet right there. So that's what we did. So we kind of, when we select all the lines right there, we go extract fillet, or this tool right here, which is called the fillet tool, and we hit like 3 right there, I would say. And we try to scale that down a little bit, I think, to get that however the way we want. So maybe to right here we would scale that down to 40, I would say. And that's what we would do. Or maybe up to 60, I would say. 80. So that's what we would do right there. So we bring that down to approximately around, we scale that down to 50 or so. So in the numerical editor we did global scale and we scale that down to 50 if I were to go back and just show you what we do. So the global scale we went down to 50, half of that, to get that in a proper way. And then we hit 10, I would say right there. And then we scale that down like that, I would say. And we use a cube for the top of the table, I think. And what I decided to do was scale that down like that, I would say. Make that larger right there. And move that, you're right, sophisticatedly. But I made sure I took snapping right off to grid, and then I moved that down, I would say. Actually, what I decided to do was to unscale that and just scale that down like that, I would say. Just move that right there, I would say, and that's pretty much it, I would say. Move that up, I would say, right there. And probably try to raise down the size of the legs, I think. So what I was kind of doing was kind of scale that down the legs right there. And what I decided to do was move that more in the middle. So yeah, we hit CTRL and we click that one plane right there and we send the drawing plane right into the middle of that. So now I'm going to actually select this. And that was just like a couple of music that I was playing in the background right there while I was like doing my tutorial, I think. So yeah, we duplicate that. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to probably show that, I would say. So yeah, we go into here, we select this, and we make sure we select the right plane right here. We go into edit, I would say, right there. And we go into, let's say, duplicate symmetry. And right there. And then we just like duplicate a symmetry that. And now what we're going to do is select these two things. And go duplicate. And we go into the plane right here. And we select a proper plane. And that would light up. And now we're going to go into duplicate symmetry right there. And just hit yes. And then what I decided to do is take these two things. Go into that. And what I did is I hit CTR duplicate and then I rotated while I was holding the shift to rotate that around 45-degree angle. And that's how we did the first part of the table right there, I would say. So then we take that and we actually went into that and we lower that down and we did like a fillet right there to get the job done very fast, I would say. And now what we decided to do was to smooth that, I would say. And that's like the table itself. So then I hit shift duplicate and then I duplicated the item right there. And then on the second table, I actually duplicated that one piece right there. And I actually scaled that out. And then what I decided to do right there was lower that down. I hit CTR extrude like that. Bring that out more like that. And just go, and then I just like invert that and hide that. And then what I did was select that one piece right there and I hit loop and then I hit loop right there and I selected all these pieces and then I hit, I think it's around CTR fill or I went into, I think, the model menu and I hit and I went fill and I filled that with a polygon. And then I hit like, I think like fillet again right here. There's two different types of fillet. There's fill polygon and then there's just fillet or chamfer or whatever that is. There's two things, chamfer or fillet. And what these two things, the fillet and chamfer would actually make an actual, like, it would actually crease up the edges so many times. So when you smooth it, it actually smoothes out the edges. And then there's a fill polygon, which is like CTRF, where you find in the modeling menu. You'll understand when you start modeling with Carrara. So that's what we did right there, I would say. Scale that down right there. We move that up. And take a sphere like that. And when we went into construct sphere on the construct menu, we go into there, we select those vertices right there, and we hit scale, and we scale that amongst the y-axis to scale that out. And that's what we do. And I decided to scale that down, descale that, and scale that down again. And move that down a little bit, I would say, to get that the right consistency. And then I went into there and I went into extract around, and then basically I got that one selection right there already selected around that line crease. And then I select a whole bunch of selection polys like that. I went into extrude, but when I went into extrude, I make sure that linked polygons is on, and then I extrude and hit CTRL key to extrude that one selection out. And then I actually went extrude and I hit shift to bring out that knob. And then I went CTRL extrude again to extrude out that one piece out. I selected the edges and hit loop. And then I went into the extract around a long edge. I went into the extract or edge or edge tools basically right there. And that's what we have right there. And then I basically went into scale by selecting the very far corner of the scale box, and I scale that down. I move that right up into place. And then I hit scale and I click on the middle of the cursor, and then I basically scale it down. Shift duplicate. I duplicate numerous amounts of pieces. And then I went on to CTRL and I went on to polygon select, and I select the top polygon of this cube box table so I can bring the cursor in the middle of that. I went into the actual view box and I select the middle of that. Duplicate symmetry. Smooth those out. And I actually basically selected all of these and I hit smooth on those to smooth those out. And the table is already done. And that's it with the table modeling. I mean, that's the final product right there. And that's what it kind of looks like right there. And I just went in and just saved it as table, I think. So I guess I can speed up with that, I would say. And I just basically just went into here and I guess that's it basically. So that just stops right there. And I just basically am going to go Alt. And that's it with the table modeling tutorial. I mean, that's what the final product really looks like. So just going to go into here and stop that. And I guess that's it with the tutorial. I hope you enjoy. I mean, it's a speed run through basically of how to model basically an actual table on Carrara. So that's how you do it basically. And as you can see at the very beginning, I was using a couple of as you can see it right here, I was using, this is a reference image I was using for the table. I mean, it did not look exactly like that, but this is kind of a reference, what I was using. And then I kind of built upon it, and this is like the final product right here. And these are two different tables, but the only thing I did is I changed it up. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you really like it. I hope I have really teach you a lot about how to model something. So I hope I really teach you a lot, and I hope this tutorial has really helped you a lot in the process of how to model an object. And I just hope you really enjoy this tutorial really a lot. And please subscribe if you like. Give me a lot of subscriptions, and please subscribe and give me likes on it. Give me a lot of likes. If you give me a lot of likes, and please subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and thank you. Goodbye.